You know, people like Gary Wilson would always say in their instructional videos for getting over porn addiction, he would always say to just like take away the triggers. Not watching porn is more important than not masturbating. But if you look at people in the past, they didn't really have access to porn, and not everybody's successful, and a lot of people still were drained and lost their hair, and they, I don't know if that is really an effect of overly masturbating, but if not releasing is a key to success, people were still overly releasing back in the day, like in the 60s or whatever. So maybe porn really isn't the main problem. Maybe it really is maybe it really is overly releasing. That's the problem. Even with all the research that Gary Wilson did and stuff, I do think porn is bad. But if you focus on not watching porn over not releasing, like you're gonna have periods when you're in your bed and you're going to just like fantasize, and you're going to just start doing, like, you're going to start thinking about that stuff. You're going to start simulating porn in your mind even though you're not watching it, and then you're going to find your way to the computer or the phone, and then you're going to release. So I'm starting to think that it's actually more important to not fantasize and not just like don't touch yourself if you're trying to stay away from that stuff. Because what would you do when there was no porn in, like, let's say 1960s again? You would just not do that. Now porn makes it harder to abstain, but I think we still need to go to the core of just don't touch that stuff, and don't fantasize, at least for now. Like, maybe with a real, fantasize about a real woman eventually, but in this porn addicted state, I think you can't be fantasizing, and you can't be like touching yourself, even if you're not watching that, or like even if it's just like a little nudge, like when you're in your bed, or like you're laying on your stomach or something, turn the other way. And because one thing leads to another, and then you're watching porn again, which porn is extra damaging. But like I said, the core is you don't want to start any triggers, which, like I said, a trigger could be laying there and fantasizing. So yeah.